Grab your popcorn, kick back and relax, because it's time for some more Karnage. So in today's video, we're actually going to be doing some testing with battle orders, seeing how it works and how everything is affected by it, stuff like that. So we'll start off by showing the stats here. So you can see my damage per shot of my Zookas is exactly 1,700. For that individual Zooka, I have one Zooka loaded. My hero hut, I have a Sergeant Brick level 21 and battle orders level 24, and I get a damage bonus of 22%, which lasts for exactly 8 seconds. So we're going to be doing some testing here on War Factory. So the first thing we want to know, and this is actually there's actually two things we want to know here. So this is the health of the supply crate, exactly 21,660. So what we want to know on our first test here is when we apply battle orders and our Zook comes out from under the smoke, is that battle orders affected on the very first hit? Yes or no? And if it is, how does the battle orders work? Does it apply the 22% only to the damage per second? Or is the statues affected as well? Because remember that damage per shot has actually changed, so the statue should change with it. So assuming everything changes, I should have 2,074 damage per shot, assuming the statues change with it. If it doesn't, and it only applies to the damage per second, it should do 1,936. So we'll test that first off the bat, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully when it starts. Okay. So that's our Zooka. That's whoa, 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 whoa. Go back under the smoke. I want you to go there. Yeah! Oh no, I retreated too fast. What have I done? Okay. That was a failed test. My bad, guys. My bad. So we'll try that again. Hopefully this time it actually works. We'll go under the smoke. I want you to target that. I want battle orders to work. This time we'll try to kill Brick before she gets a shot off. Okay. That was a successful attack. Yay. Yay for us. Okay. So let's now open up Gear Heart. And let's see how much damage has been applied. So, hang on. She had 2,100. I gotta get my calculator out for this one. So I'll open up my tablet. And I'll do the testing here. Clear that. Okay. So it had 2,166. Okay. And then we got a minus 19,724. So I did exactly 1,936. Okay. So that answers two questions for us, guys. That means battle orders is affected. That effect does actually apply to the very first shot that the Zookas take. That's myth number one. Busted. Also, with the how battle orders actually works, that question's answered as well. So, the damage per shot that your Zookas do, I'll bring up my stats just so it's easier for you guys to sort of follow along here. Click that off my screen, my computer screen. Okay, so the 1,076, which is the damage per shot here, that's what the... What's it called? That's what battle orders actually affects. So that's the amount that battle orders actually increases. And the statue bonus does not change. Even though that damage per second is changing, the statue doesn't... The statue amount, that statue bonus doesn't actually change with it. So it's going to stay 624 no matter what we do here. So that's interesting, I guess. So now the next little question we need to answer is, does the abilities stack? So this one is going to be hard to test, because obviously the what's it called? Sergeant Brick is actually going to be doing some shooting as well, I think. So we'll shoot at the next crate this time. So we'll aim at this one. And we want to activate our first one.
Go, go, go! Go, go, go!
Okay. So now let's watch that replay again. I don't know how many shots my Zuka's got off there, and I know Brick just shot a grenade. So we're going to have to watch that replay back and see what just happened. Okay. So we'll watch that in 1 times. So I know Brick gets a grenade off. 1. Okay, so the Zuka got off 2 shots and Brick got off 1 grenade. So this is important. So what we're going to do now is I need to do one more test to see exactly how much damage Brick does. So we're gonna drop Brick here. We're going to get Brick here. Then we're going to shock what's needed, just so Brick doesn't die. Okay. I think Brick did actually get a bullet off then, but it'll give us a pretty good ballpark figure of what actually happened. So, we'll get my calculator back out in case I need it. So she did exactly 1,055 damage. Her grenade did 1,055 damage. Okay, so we'll write that down. Brick was 1,055. Okay. And what about this cell? I'm gonna need the calculator for this one. So it started with 21,660, and we want to minus 17,787 from that, which gives us 3,873. So we want to we want to divide that by 2. Oh shit, I fucked up. Oh no, I didn't. I did double stack it. Yeah, I did. Okay. Well, apparently, both shots did exactly 1,936 damage, which means that is perfect evidence that Battle Orders does not stack. If it stacked, that amount should have been a little higher, because the first shot wasn't double stacked and the second shot was. So, for all intensive purposes, that second shot should have had a higher damage per second. We will just watch that back just to make sure that the battle orders did actually take effect before she took her shot, the double stacked one. Yeah. That looks to me like perfect evidence. Okay, so up until this point, we've been testing battle orders. I also want to put a bit of a disclaimer that I'm editing this in after I've recorded the rest of the video, and I did some more testing on one of the last tests I did for stacking battle orders, because I realized Brick got 2 grenades off and I didn't take that away from the calculations, so it sort of stands to reason that those grenades didn't do any damage, which I've actually found out from the forums since is a glitch with the passive ability for Sergeant Brick. But I did some more testing anyway off screen and discovered that the actual grenade she was lobbing wasn't doing any damage, but it was the machine gun fire she was firing from her gun that was actually what was doing the damage. So on the test I did for that, you'll see there's some machine gun fire that hits, and that was what did the 1055 damage for Sergeant Brick in that test, not the actual grenade. So I will also be putting in the video description a link to another YouTuber who did tests for this stuff as well, and you will find that he came up with exactly the same results, but did it differently to where Sergeant Brick wasn't going to be a factor in the attack. So I thought you guys might enjoy that. And also, something that YouTuber did at the end of his video triggered me to add this into mine. He does a side-by-side comparison of Zookas firing at a HQ, and the reason being is the animation for them attacking is sped up. Now, it stands to reason that a lot of the things that Supercell say as an excuse when they screw up is, oh no, that's not actually happening, it's just the animation that's been sped up, it just appears to be happening quicker, not actually happening quicker. So what I wanted to do was a test of my own that will definitively prove whether the attack speed is sped up. So what I've done is I've used 6 tanks. Alright, so this is the stats of my tanks, guys. With battle orders applied, because remember that the damage orders is actually, the battle orders is actually applied to that 1946, not the statue bonus. So with battle orders applied, which mine is level 4 as shown at the start of the video, my tanks will be dishing out 3,502.8 damage per shot. As you can see, it deals shots between 3.5 seconds, so that's how long it will take between each shot. I will have 12 tanks on the battlefield, so all up, those 12 tanks when they fire will be dealing out 42,033.6 damage per shot. The HQ I will be firing at, and I will scout just so you guys can see that there's no tomfoolery happening here, 180,000 health. So with the amount of damage that those 12 tanks will be doing, I will require 5 shots in total to get the core. At 3.5 seconds between each one, that is exactly 17.5 seconds in order to get the kill. So when we watch this attack, what we're going to be looking for is, yes, it's going to require 5 shots to get the kill, we know this. What we're looking at is actually the amount of time it takes to get the kill. So if the attack speed does not increase, this it should take the tanks from the time they come out of the smoke 17.5 seconds. If it's any shorter than that, then we know that it's not just the animation that's increasing, but it's actually the tanks actually are dishing out damage much quicker. And if so, what we want to know is how much quicker. Now, of course, I've done the attack already, so I know the results. But, you know, I need to show you guys the results. So we have got 3 full landing crafts of tanks here. I had to double smoke just to keep them all under the smoke. Brick will be shooting at the core, but the length that the attack goes for, she's only really going to be doing about 3,000, and it's not going to be quick. It's not going to be enough to really get the kill here. So you've seen when the tanks came out of that smoke. Oh wow. That was like 13 seconds, I think. That wasn't 17 seconds. Let's watch that again. So I wasn't paying 100% to when they came out of the smoke, and I probably should have been. I apologize for that. So let's look at the exact time slot. So 4 times that. There we go. So they're coming out at 24. So okay, so pretty much right on the borderline of it being 23. So that was about what, 13.8 seconds, 14 seconds thereabouts. So that was definitely quicker than the 17.5 seconds we got. So what we have to look at now is our battle orders does... Let's look at the info. Alright, so it definitely didn't increase by the speed bonus, because if it increased... If the speed was that much faster, it should have only been about 9 seconds. So, let's see. If we do 17.5 seconds, and we minus that by 22%, we get 13.6 seconds. That sounds right, to be honest. 13.65 seconds, guys. That's how long it took thereabouts to get the HQ down. So whatever your damage bonus percentage is, that's not just the amount of extra damage that your troops are going to be doing, but it's actually how much your attack speed increases by as well. So that's that is an interesting revelation, guys. Who knew, right? So this is, without a doubt, definitive evidence to virtually every single aspect of this entire thing with battle orders that everyone's wanted to know. So, in conclusion, we have discovered, firstly, that battle orders does apply to your very first shot when you come out of the smoke. We did discover that that 22% actually applies to the base damage per second, and the statues do not change with it. The statue bonus amount does not change. So that allows us to know the exact amount. That allows us to get the exact calculations for battle orders and what that's going to do. We also tested if battle orders double stacks, so if you can stack multiple amounts of battle orders on top of each other, and we determined that while you can stack them on top of each other, it doesn't give you any extra damage. It doesn't increase the amount of damage your troops are doing. You're essentially wasting your ability. So we tested that, and we also just tested attack speed, if that increases under battle orders, and we discovered it does. So I'm going to leave the video at this, guys. I really hope you've enjoyed it. I do have the link to the other video in the video description down below, if you guys want to check that out. And that is done by another YouTuber who did pretty much all the same tests I have, but did them very differently, and came up with, spoiler alert, came up with the same results. So if there was any doubts through how I did my tests, you guys can check that out, and you'll see that he did them differently and still got the same results. So that's gotta account for something, right? So I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have, smack the thumbs up button. Tell me what you thought in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one.